All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. They tell me it's Tuesday, but for some day it feels like a Wednesday. Let's keep this as a Tuesday. Let's not try to turn this into a Monday. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. First off, everyone at the Bexar County Jail, if your mask is not over your nose and your mouth, then it's just for decoration. So let's make sure our masks cover our nose and our mouth. We wear masks not to protect ourselves, but to protect others. I do not have a mask in my office because I'm the only one person back here. All right, the rules of the 187 District Court. You're in a courtroom. What that means is whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. To all the inmates, you are not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back. As you know, they're shorthanded, so we'll probably see you in 30 to 60 days. You're not allowed to use the internet. If you use the internet, you're going to be sent back. And as you know, they're shorthanded, so we'll probably see you in 30 to 60 days. To everyone who is at work or who is at their office, the rules are the same. Whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. To all of the defendants and those who are accused, if you're at your place of employment, you need to tell them that you need to take a break because you are in court. And everyone, please do not act as though you are filming Apocalypse Now. If you walk around a lot, it makes everyone nauseous because what we see is you going up and down on the video screen, and that makes everyone seasick. To all the defendants and those who are accused, you're not allowed to have your screen go dark unless it is going dark because you are filling out paperwork. If your screen goes dark, if you behave inappropriately on this Zoom screen, what's going to end up happening is you are going to have to make an appearance in person in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa, and this is what that will entail. That will entail you catching a via. If you catch a via, you're going to have to find some change. You're either going to have to take an Uber or a Lyft, or if you drive downtown, what you're going to find is a lot of construction work, more one-ways than normal. And if you're able to find a parking space, you're going to find that that's very expensive. K51, what is your real name? Unmute, please.
Jonathan Cedillo.
I'm sorry, Jonathan what?
Cedillo. It's Cedillo.
Thank you. All right, to all the defendants and those who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you don't hear your attorney's name, it's because your attorney is zooming in another courtroom, or maybe they're in a jury trial, or maybe they need to appear in person. Just relax, be patient. Your attorney will show up. Your attorney will be able to speak with you. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all the defendants or persons who are accused, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to the state before they speak to you. So please do not raise your hand and ask if you need to be in the breakout room, because if you need to be in a breakout room, your attorney will request you, or either you will see notification that you've been assigned to a breakout room. Just one moment, I'm getting chats. I'll take those up in a moment. All right. So to all the defense attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small that plea bargain agreement is, you need to put that in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson. And she's the coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. Send that to her, what your agreement is, through the chat. If your client is on bond, she'll need your client's email address. Do not call her, text her, chat her, asking for a reset, because I'm the only person who can give that to you. And I know I didn't say it before, but I'll say it now. Everyone who's at your house, you're also not allowed to be laying in bed, cooking meals, or changing diapers. You are in a courtroom. I'm going to call the attorney's name. This is the order in which you will appear. Catherine Valenzuela, Roy Barrera, Vivek Jampala, H. Dave Sanchez, John Robertson, Melanie Lira, Michael Beliveau, Carl Alexander for Doug Campbell, Teresa Conley, and Marsha White, and Michael Latimer. Is there any defense attorney's name that I have missed?
Armando Martinez, Judge.
I'm sorry, what's the name?
Attorney Armando Martinez in regards to Mr. Freddy's Cabrera.
All right, Armando Martinez.
Yes, Judge.
All right, and then Stacy Cross. Anyone else's name that I have missed?
I didn't hear Catherine Valenzuela.
You were the first name that I called.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else who has a name that's been missed?
Judge Boyd, I'm sorry, I am possibly picking a jury in 11. I just told them I was coming up here to check in with you.
All right.
So I need to go back to 11.
Oh, yes. No, go back to number 11. We'll see where you are, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And who is
Yes,
this
Judge.
behind you?
Larry Meadows. I don't think you called me.
Yes, Larry Meadows. Okay, thank you. All right, attorneys, I'm going to assign you to different breakout rooms. Treat those breakout rooms as a doctor's office. When they call you to the back, you're not seeing the doctor right away. They're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. Everyone, let's keep this a Tuesday. Let's be happy. Put some patience in your pocket, and we're going to go forward. Norma, who is the attorney on Jonathan Brown?
That's me, Your Honor, Melanie Lira.
All right, just give me a moment. Has that case been indicted or no?
It's an MTR.
This is MTR.
All right, why don't I have the, okay. On Jonathan Brown, we're gonna have to do a reset. Your client is not going to be brought down. Ms. Ferguson, if you can put in the chat box a new date and put in the chat box to defense attorney explaining to her the reason why her client will not be present.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to come back on December 1st. And if your client is available to come sooner than that, just let us know and we'll put it on the schedule.
Your Honor, I do have a vacation letter set. If there's no way to get it on the day before, I'll come in on the 1st. But if there's a possibility for November 30th, I would really appreciate that.
All right, Norma, can we put this on November 30th?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
All right, we'll see you back on November 30th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You're excused. Who's the attorney for Jose Lozano?
Oh, that's
Okay.
Joseph Aguilera. He's actually in another court, Judge. He'll be up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you. All right, Catherine Valenzuela, to all the attorneys, if you could add to your screen name, the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence, that will be helpful. If you're unable to do so, then I will do that. Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor, I have two people on the docket. I have a Luis Puente, and that's criminal trial. And I have Aaron Moore, and that is family violence and criminal trial division.
You say Larry Moore?
Aaron Moore, I'm sorry.
Aaron Moore, okay.
And Mr. Moore is present now.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there. Well, several prosecutors will meet you there. Roy Barrera. Roy Barrera, going once, going twice. Roy Barrera. Last call. Vivek
Yes,
Jampala.
Are you there? Hello?
Yes. Could you start your video, please?
Huh. Start video. There
All
I
right.
am.
Thanks. Who's your client?
Yes, my client is with me, Judge.
Oh.
And
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. Judge, can I see you in a breakout room really quick?
All right, just one moment.
Robert Rivas, Judge. Robert Rivas.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
No, criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to number 4 and I will be back.
Thank you, Judge.
Everyone, just give me a moment. Ms. Ferguson, I'll meet you in breakout room number 1.
Thank you.
All right, on the screen, Jonathan Brown. All right, Jonathan, they told us there were some issues,
Yes, ma'am.
but obviously you're doing better. I'm glad to see you. We're gonna have your attorney come back and we'll take care of that, okay?
Okay.
I'm
yes,
here,
ma'am.
Judge. I didn't go. I thought there may have been an error, so I stayed for a bit.
All right. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right, I will send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Vivek Jampala?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Criminal trial division, but it's just a bond issue.
All right, let me send you to breakout room number 5. H.J. Sanchez, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 6.
All right, Judge, thanks.
John Robertson, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 7.
Thank you.
Michael Bellevue, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 8.
Thank you, Judge.
Teresa Conley, who do you have? You're on mute.
Albert Salcetta, criminal trial. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that, Your Honor.
That's okay.
I don't play video games either.
I'll send you to number 9.
Thank you, Your Honor. Am I going to see the prosecutor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Marsha White.
Yes, Judge, I already have an offer from Mr. Garcia. If I could speak with my client about that, Mr. Espinoza, Benny.
All right. Mr. Espinoza, could you raise your hand, please? All right, Mr. Espinoza, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 10 to speak with your attorney.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Michael Latimer, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 11.
All right, thank you.
Armando, where are you? All right. Armando going once, going twice. All right. Larry Meadows.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
I need, Daniel Petrita, I believe is his name, but I need to confer, Judge.
All right, you went off on that last name. I was like, what's the last name?
Partida, Judge.
All right.
P-A-R-T-I-D-A.
Thank you. All right, to the courtroom. If you could go to breakout room number 12, please.
Yes, Judge.
Excuse me, Judge. Am I supposed to wait for an invite or?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Brown?
Yes, and I was asking, do I wait for an invite or was I supposed to go already?
Now, this is what happens when people don't listen to instructions. I said, if you need to go to a breakout room, your attorney will ask for you to go to the breakout room.
Okay, yes.
So your attorney hasn't asked for you, so that's why you're not in the breakout room.
Yes, ma'am.
You're right. Carl Alexander, I'll send you to breakout room number 13. Thanks for changing your name. That's a lucky breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome. All right, is there any attorney who has not been assigned? Okay, then just give me a moment while I sign some paperwork. All right, any attorneys back from conferring?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just one moment, please.
Sure.
All right, Mr. Jampala?
Yes, Your Honor. I think the states agreed to remove ignition and lock based on the affidavit of non-driving and impose a portable breath machine for the time being. And if you need me to drop an order to that effect, I'm happy to do so.
Yes, if you would send me the agreed order, put it in my email, and then I will take care of that today.
Sounds good, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Eric DeWalt, who do you have?
Good afternoon, Judge. I have Adam Navarez. It is an MTR 2018 CR 5017.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 14.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Armando, we lost you.
I did, Judge. I'm sorry. There is construction next to my building, Judge. I'm right about 2 blocks from the court, and they're digging in the street and they cut my line. So, but I'm back.
My
Judge.
gosh.
They're constructing a restaurant in front of my building, and they warned us that they were cutting trenches in the road. But anyway, I'm here, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna send you number 15. You know, it's probably gonna take them a year to get you your service back.
Well, probably, but I've got it through my cell phone, Judge.
Okay,
I'm going to join the breakout room, Judge.
yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Melanie Lear, you're back?
Yes, Judge. Do you mind if I speak with my client in a breakout room, inmate Brown?
Yeah, I'll send Mr. Brown if you go to number 2 and Miss Leary if you go back to breakout room number 2, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. White?
Yes, Judge, we have an agreement on Mr. Benny Espinoza. I just sent Norman a chat indicating that. And so I guess I'll stand by for paperwork.
Yes,
Okay, great.
thank you. Ed Bartholomew, who do you have? Nicole Casimiro. Is Nicole Casimiro, is that under special crimes or something? Because she's charged with operating a gambling place? Is that a special prosecutor?
That should be the pick unit, Judge. I'll text those guys and see what they say.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes,
I had a client that was arrested yesterday on a remand without bond and MTR out of your court. How would you like to handle the bond? If a request for a bond.
just 1 second. Give me 1 moment.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm filling out some paperwork. All right, Mr. Bartholomew, is that something that's set on the docket today or no? And he has disappeared. Brenda, people are disappearing today.
You weren't looking for me, were you,
Catherine
Judge?
Valenzuela, I'm sorry, yes?
Were you looking for me, Judge? I heard you say.
Oh, no,
people were looking-
Ed
Okay.
Bartholomew.
Okay,
Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor, I've gotten offers on Mr. Puente. That was the individual that has a caregiver who's in the hospital. And so he wasn't required to be here. I have an offer
Yes,
and I can convey it to him and the caregiver. So I'm just asking for a short I mean, like 3 weeks would be,
So he has he's the person who has a caregiver.
yes, ma'am.
Is this related to mental issues?
Yes, but we had him evaluated, and so the evaluation just said that he needed additional help, but he wasn't incompetent. He just needs like hand holding, just to make sure he's understanding everything.
All right, and do you have all the discovery?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Norma, it's set on October 29th for discovery. Do you want to keep that as a date? Ms. Valenzuela, is that oh, that's not enough time. All right, we're going to remove the October 29th date and you say 3 weeks?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I could have a 3-week reset date in the chat box, please. All right, we're going to come back on November 17th. Is that enough time?
I believe it is, Your Honor.
All right, then you're excused, and we're going to drop the date for October 29th, which was the date for discovery compliance, since you say you have all the discovery. So your next date will be November 17th.
Yes, Your Honor. I also had Mr. Moore on the docket, and I've conferred with the DAs. If I could be placed.
Just give me one moment. Let me write this in the file, and then we'll take care of that.
Okay.
All right, so you want to speak with your client, Mr. Moore?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Moore, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. Your attorney will meet you there. And everyone, just give me a moment to sign a document. All right, Roy Barrera.
Yes, Your Honor, you put me in breakout room 4. I thought Meredith was going to join me, but never did.
Yes, they will. Remember, those rooms are doctor's rooms.
Oh, they
you know
are.
how when you go to see your doctor and they call you back to a room and you
Well,
think
at
you're
least the nurse comes out every 5 minutes and gives us a sucker or something to tell us.
Oh, well, which I want to know which doctor's office you're coming to where they do that.
Dr. Christian, he got to keep you happy while you're waiting.
Okay, yeah, but let me just tell you what has happened.
Okay.
Because you came out, Meredith skipped over you. She's now number 7.
What?
Yes, there you go. That's why I tell everybody, go to those breakout rooms, put some patience in your pocket. You can,
Okay. So do I follow her to 7?
No, because she's in there with another patient, another attorney. So if you go to number 4, she will meet you in number 4. I'll let her know when she comes out that Roy Barrera is in number 4 and he's upset he didn't get his sucker.
No, not upset. I just thought maybe she forgot me. Okay, thanks, Judge. I'll go to 4.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Melanie Lira.
Hey, Judge, we're back. So the state and I have come to an agreement. So I don't know if you want to be able to take care of that today with paperwork or have us come back.
Yes, just send your paperwork to Ms. Ferguson.
I will send her an email. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Hunter, could you let Meredith know that after she finished with Robertson, I'm sorry, that Barrera is in number 4.
I'll let her know, Judge.
Thank you. He left the breakout room. When you leave the breakout room, people see that it's empty. But it's like, I think they can tell. All right, thank you. Oh, it's still working. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
She could see on this side.
On whose
All right,
side?
who is the Zoom user? What's your name, sir, with the glasses asleep? What's your name? You need to unmute.
Russell Tweedy.
All right, Mr. Tweedy, you need to stay awake. You understand?
Yes, I'm kind of ill under the weather right now. I'll try my hardest, ma'am.
All right, you need to stay awake. No sleeping in court.
Yes,
Nick
ma'am.
Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Or good afternoon. I just finished in another court. I apologize for being late.
Oh, no problem. Who do you have?
An inmate, Jose Lozano.
Let's see. All right, as soon as Larry Meadows finishes in the breakout room, I'll send you to a breakout room.
All right.
But we only have one computer in the courtroom that can go to breakout rooms.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right.
Judge, what
Valenzuela?
number did Ed, I'm sorry, Judge.
Yes, no, what?
What
Tom?
number did Ed Bartolome go to?
Ed Bartolome has disappeared off the Zoom screen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some magical things happening today.
Okay.
So hopefully he comes back.
Okay.
All right. Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor, we will be taking a plea on Mr. Moore's case.
Right. If you just put that in the chat box, and Ms. Ferguson will start working on that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, Ed Bartholomew, you're back. All right, Tom, Ed Bartholomew is going to breakout room number 16.
Thank you, Judge.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Judge.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move him to 16. You can take that. Michael Bellevue, you're back.
Yes, Judge, I just returned from conferring with Marcus. We would like to reset this if possible. There's some documents that I need to provide to Marcus, showing my client did not own this vehicle.
And this is Jonathan Cedillo.
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset in the box, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second, Judge.
Where's your client?
He is on, ma'am. I see him.
All right, Mr. Cedillo, could you unmute, please?
Yes.
All right, your new court date is going to be November 30th. And Mr. Bellevue, you'll need to provide the state with that information by then.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Nick Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge, or good afternoon again. I left the courtroom and went to the hallway.
All right.
I have Jose Lozano. Before I visit him, can I visit with a prosecutor?
Yes. And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Yes, criminal trial.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tom Nesbitt, you're back.
Yeah, Judge, I think that Ed's internet at his office is not going right because he was like, and then 10 seconds later he disconnected. So I'm guessing that he's having connectivity issues.
Okay. Aren't we all? I mean, there's a lot of that going around. All right, we'll see when he zooms back in.
Okay.
All right, so are you the prosecutor who's going to be on that, or?
It's not pick. It's going to be us. Sorry, let me
Okay.
put myself in the middle of the frame here. It's not, that case is not pick. It's a arbitrary distinction on when it is and isn't pick, but I'm not here to litigate that. It's going to be us, and she's got a drug case too, so we'll figure it out.
All right, we'll see if he can come back. If not, then we may have to recall it. All right, so the people who are remaining, Meredith, Roy Barrera is waiting on you at number 4. He left the doctor's office to come out and ask if the doctor was coming in to see him. And just as he did that, you skipped over him and went to another breakout room. I said,
I'll go in there. I'll go in there.
Thanks. And then for criminal trial division, we have Nick Aguilera and Jose Lozano in 5. Michael Lattimore on Citron in number 11. Eric DeWalt on Nervice and number 14. Armando Martinez on Cabrera in 15. And I'm unsure if Carl Alexander has spoken to anyone. He's on Noblesse and number 13. And I'll see if I can start moving people up based upon the fact that they've seen someone.
Judge,
Yes.
I'm Nobles. You said Noblesse. I don't have a.
No. It's not. Your attorney is in a breakout room waiting for prosecutors.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Judge.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
Ms. Lear, have you received the paperwork on Mr. Brown?
I have not.
It's coming, Judge. I'm almost a few clicks away, Judge.
All right, thank you. Rebecca, I sent paperwork through you, so I filled it out.
I saw that. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Tom Nesbitt, Ed Bartholomew is back. So I'm going to send him to breakout room number 14. Mr. Tweed, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Your attorney is in a jury trial. We're going to
Yes.
recall your case for November 17th, okay?
November 17th. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you can do that by Zoom. Make sure you're well rested, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
God bless.
Oh, thank you. God bless you too. Armando, you made your way back to me?
There's nobody in the waiting room, Judge, or in the breakout room, or is there a long line of people ahead of me?
Oh, there is a line. And when it never fails, Armando, but when you leave a breakout room, you know what ends up happening?
Oh, you gotta go the back of the line?
No, the prosecutor sees that you left the breakout room, so they think the room is empty, which it is, and they skip over you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. I'll head back.
No,
over there.
that's
I just
okay.
didn't know if
Let
it
me
was a technical issue or not. Okay.
Oh, no. The breakout rooms are like, you may have missed my speech, but the breakout rooms are like doctor's offices. They're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. So you have to put some patience in your pocket.
No problem at all, Judge. I'll keep doing other things. There's plenty. I'll stay here. That's fine, Judge.
Sure. I'll send you number 13. That's a lucky breakout.
Thank you,
room.
Judge. Appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
Bye.
And Tom Nesbitt, Ed Bartholomew is in breakout room number 14 now. All right, Larry Meadows.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Okay, I did not know that my client had seven different charges and 2 other attorneys.
Yes.
So, and Roger Perez was supposed to log on because I was trying to figure out if he was hired or not hired or appointed.
Oh, Roger's going to log in.
So
we're going to take care of that.
Okay. So am I going to be appointed to all the cases, Judge?
Well, we're going to find out. Roger's going to log in, and then we're going to take care of that. Ms. Ferguson is working on that, okay?
Okay, so you want me to wait?
Yes.
Okay, I will.
Thank you. Teresa Conley.
I'm sorry. Hunter and I were conferring, and apparently my client has a new number 1. He was just arrested for it. It's not on my motion.
Okay, who were you conferring with?
Hunter.
Yes.
Hey, Judge.
Hi.
So it has become apparent to me this defendant was picked up on a warrant. It looks like last week and magged on a new number 1, which has yet to be alleged in the MTR. So the state would request a little time to file the amended MTR, but to also reach out on the robbery. It's a brand new case.
Okay. Mr. Saucedo, where are you?
I didn't notice him earlier.
All right, let's see where he is. Is he in custody? Is he not in custody?
He should be in custody.
All right, does anyone know, is he in custody still, Mr. Morris?
Judge, it does not appear bond has been made. It says bond's been set, but that he is in custody.
Okay. All right, Ms. Conley.
Yeah, I saw him on the 15th. I haven't seen him since.
Okay, so here's the thing, Ms. Conley, if you want, because it's obvious that this case is going to be reset. We can reset it without your client being present on the screen, or we can have your client brought down.
No, that's not necessary. That's too much work for them, Judge. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Ms. Ferguson, on Saucedo, could we have a 3-week reset?
Who is the other lawyer on that? Is it Joe?
I don't know yet. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to come back on November 17th to see where we are.
I be excused, Ron?
Yes, you are excused. We'll see you back on the 17th. Norma, if Mr. Saucedo was called to come, please have him canceled.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Can I send you a chat, Judge?
Yes, I see it. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Thank you.
All right, Criminal Trial Division, could someone go to breakout room number 11 and talk to Carl Alexander, please? Thank you. All right, Michael Latimer. Thank you, Hunter. I see you nodding like, I'll go talk to him. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Okay, the state is not prepared to make an offer at this time, and we're not prepared to accept any offer. They need to speak to the officer on the case, and I made a discovery request for certain information that's not yet uploaded from e-discovery.
All right, Norman, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we're going to come back on December 1st.
Okay, very good. And could I, is there a breakout room you can send me to with my client if that's convenient? If not, I can go see him.
Yeah, let me see, you were in breakout room number 8. If you'll go back to 8. When you
Okay.
finish speaking to your client, you need to have him come back to the main room. Mr. Citron, your case is being reset for December 1st. So if you are out of custody, you'll need to find a way to appear on Zoom. If you can't appear on Zoom, then you will have to appear in person. Do you understand? Just touch the space bar. It's the longest bar on the keyboard. All right, so if you'll go to breakout room number 8, Mr. Citron.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. I'll send them back into your, the chambers after. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And everyone, just give me one moment. All right, John Robertson.
Yes, Your Honor, I conferred with Meredith and also conferred with my client. State's got to look into a couple of things on their end, and there's a bunch of new discovery that just dumped, and I've got to get that downloaded and look at it, so we're going to need a reset.
All right. We'll come back on December 1st.
December 1st. Thank you.
All right, where's your client, Mr. Duclos?
He's 2 below me on what I'm looking at.
All right, Mr. Duclos, we're going to bring you back on December 1st. If for any reason you're make bond, then you'll need to appear either by Zoom or in person on December 1st. Do you understand? All right, just remain there and we'll have you removed. Ms. Ferguson, can you let them know that Duclos L11 can go back, please? All right, Mr. Robertson, if you don't have anything else with this, you are excused.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
All right, thank you, you too. And everyone, just give me a moment. I've just received some paperwork. Benny Espinoza, if you can go to breakout room number 1, please, so you can be sworn in.
Judge, I'm not too sure if he's in the main courtroom. I can go back to the breakout room and let him know.
Oh, no, I just requested him to go to 1. So if you'll go to 1 with him, and the clerks will let you know if they have all the paperwork.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and Melanie Lira. On your
Yes,
case,
Judge.
is this going to be a continuant? Are you all asking that he be continued, or is it agreement to time?
We are going, well, he was on deferred, so we're going to enter in the adjudication of guilt and place him on new probation, straight probation.
All right, then
So
just give me a moment. Then
am
I just need the paperwork, then we'll go forward.
yes, I was just messaging with him right now to get that wrapped up.
And your client is still in breakout room number 2. You'll need to have him come out of breakout room number 2.
Oh, okay. I left him in there to review it, but I can have him come on out.
Sure, no problem.
Well, just a quick question, Judge, just for your way that you handle it. Will you just put me back into a room with him to discuss other things?
No, you've already been assigned to that room, so you can go back to that room anytime.
Okay, so can I just leave him there? That way I can go over what was signed on the paperwork.
Yes, but when
Okay.
you're done, he'll need to come to the main room.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Just misunderstanding, but yes, of course.
Sure. All right, in criminal trial division, we have Armando Martinez on Freitas Cabrera and breakout room number 9.
Rebecca, I sent you a chat.
Ed Bartholomew, you're back.
I waited. I haven't seen anybody yet. My computer keeps
I mean,
popping.
you have unstable internet, so people will leave and then come back.
All right, you want me back at 14?
Yeah. What I'm going to do, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
All right, can I ask you a question before you go?
Of course, you can ask me a question.
I was talking about Mr. De Los Santos on a remand without bond for an MTR. I was wondering if you could have him bring his file over. We could ask about that. He got picked up last night. He was on probation.
What is he on probation for?
Violation of a protective order.
All right, so that means that you'll need to confer with somebody from family violence.
All right.
So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on
And
my way.
someone from family violence will meet you to talk about that case. To family violence, Ed Bartholomew wants to talk about an off docket matter. He's in number 7. And Ed is back to speak about his other case.
All right. We're in 7. That's where we're going?
Yeah, but before you leave, let me just rename you.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your clients that's off docket? What's their name?
Fred De Los Santos.
What's the cause number?
Cause number that I don't have, but I do have this SID number.
Oh, what's the SID number?
You know what? Thought I had it, but yep, here it is, 478111.
And your other person that's criminal trial division is Casamario.
Yes, ma'am. And we talking when my internet went down.
Okay. All right, you can go to the breakout room now. Number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All righty. All right, who are the parties on Benny Espinoza?
Joe Ray for the state.
Marshall D. White for Mr. Benny Espinoza, the defendant.
All right, to all parties who are not a part of this hearing, I'm going to need you to please mute. Court is going to call 2021 CR 1448, State of Texas versus Benny Espinoza. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Joe Ray Garcia.
for the defense?
Marshall D. White, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Espinoza?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Espinoza, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Espinoza, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Espinoza, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Just one moment, off the record. To clerks, I need you to go to breakout room number 1 to swear in Ms. Cantu. All right, Mr. Espinoza, I want you to listen to my question. Do you understand the rights that I previously given to you?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, so you understand you have a right to jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up that right and enter to a plea bargain agreement in this case?
No, Your Honor.
So you want a jury trial?
No, I don't.
Then my question is, did you intend to give up your right to go to a jury trial and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up that right and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine or confront any witnesses the state would call?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up that right and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, we've discussed this case.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Espinoza, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to a jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, off the record for a moment. Mr. Meadows. Mary Meadows.
Yes, Judge.
If you'll go to breakout room number 2, Roger Perez, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, please.
Okay.
And Ms. Ferguson, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, please. All right, we're back on the record. According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine to be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration County Court Cause number 670348. There's restitution of any to Sally, S-A-L-L-Y, Wagoner, W-A-G-E-N-E-R, affirmative finding of family violence, $100 to an approved family violence center, and no contact with Sally Wagoner. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition? Did you understand?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as a primary custodial parent? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
There have been no such motions in this case.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There be 100 hours of community service restitution and the BIPP course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers State Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Espinoza, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
but to be able to pay this.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Respectfully, Your Honor, we ask the court to follow the plea bargain Mr. Espinoza has entered into with the state.
All right, Mr. Espinoza, I have a few questions for you. When's the last time you had employment?
I work every day. I do remodeling, so I already have houses lined up for me to work, so I'll be busy. And I just work every day.
How often do you drink alcohol?
I don't drink.
All right, because here's the thing, and I want to explain something to you. I don't know you. You know yourself better than I know you. You know yourself better than the defense attorney knows you and better than the prosecutor knows you. So I don't do cookie cutter probations for people. If you're on probation, I want you to be successful at it. But if you're not honest with me and I don't give you something that you need, and then you end up coming back because, I don't know, maybe you have a drug problem, maybe you have a gambling problem, and you're trying to present this image of yourself to me that you're perfect, you don't have any problems. So if I send you out from the Bexar County Jail and I don't address the issues that you have, and you come back to this court saying nobody addressed that issue, that's on you. You understand? So let's start over. We're going to be open and honest with each other. So hopefully you will end up being successful on this deferred adjudication and not going to prison. If I didn't think you could be successful or that you would be a good candidate, I would not follow this plea bargain agreement, okay?
Ma'am.
So how often do you drink alcohol?
I don't drink alcohol. I just use drugs.
All right, so what drugs do you use?
I was using methamphetamine.
How often were you using meth?
I was every other day.
Is the last time you used when you were arrested?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any children?
I do have 2 children, but they live with their mom.
What are their ages?
My oldest is 21 and my youngest is 7.
All right, here's the thing. You say you do have 2 children, but they live with their mom. That doesn't excuse you from your parental responsibilities. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I understand that.
Have you ever had any drug treatment before?
I never had drug treatment.
When did you first start using meth? How old were you?
I was 17 years old.
All right. Do you and Miss Wagner have any children or any type of connection with each other?
No, we don't.
You don't own any property that's in both your names or anything?
Nothing, ma'am. She was just my girlfriend.
Well, I mean, I don't know if people want to hear they were just somebody's girlfriend or just their boyfriend, right?
Sorry about that. Yes, we were dating, so.
Okay. So if you're released, where are you going to be living?
I have an address. Is it okay if I give it out?
Oh, no, don't give it out on Zoom. I'm just trying to figure out, are you going to be living with someone else? Do you have a place to stay?
Yes, I have a place to stay.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court will sentence you to a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 670348. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, $100 to an approved family violence center, no contact, and restitution, if any, to Sally Wagner the BIPP course, 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 hours of that will be waived if you obtain the COVID vaccine or if you provide proof that you've had it. For the record, I'm not forcing anyone to get the COVID vaccine, but if you do obtain it and you provide proof, 40 hours of your community service will be deducted. I'm not going to allow him to buy off the rest of the community service hours. Do you have a phone where you're able to report by Zoom?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
All right, we're going to do weekly Zoom reporting for 60 days. Intensive outpatient treatment with probation. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits, random, 2 times per month. We'll do the UA hotline. And I'm going to want 60 meetings that can be AA meetings or NA meetings in 60 days. And those meetings can take place, they're available throughout the city for you, Mr. Espinoza, and they can be daytime, nighttime. Here's the thing about your treatment. Once you get to know yourself, you'll get to know what you need to do in order to remain clean and sober. So if you need more meetings or more treatment, just let me know. That's not going to increase the time that you're on probation. It's just that you need to remain clean and sober, okay? And I'm gonna, all right, and I'm going to add parenting.
I'm sorry, how many meetings was that?
60 meetings in 60 days. And I'm going to do parenting classes with compadre y compadre. All right, Mr. Espinoza, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Espinoza, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody. One, if you're in a relationship where you're putting your hands on someone in an act of violence, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. And before you decide to get in another relationship, there is a movie with Sandra Bullock, I believe it was called 48 Days Sober or something. And in that movie, they say in order for you to go into a relationship and have a good relationship, you need to keep a plant alive for a year. So you know what plant you need to get?
No, ma'am.
The most finicky plant that I know of, which is the orchid. People may give that to you as a Boss's Day present, which I do appreciate, everyone. And it comes to you, the blooms are beautiful, the flowers are blooming. But then once the blooms fall off, it's about getting more blooms to come back. So I'm working on my orchid. And by the way, everyone who gave me that orchid, it's getting ready to bloom in year 2. So make sure you do that, Mr. Espinoza. I'm going to send you to a breakout room, put some patience in your pocket. Mr. White, can you wait with Mr. Espinoza in the breakout room while we keep up do another plea so that probation will have the conditions?
Judge, respectfully, I need to go to another Zoom.
What Zoom are you going to? What's more important than 187 District Court?
I have County Court 6 has a docket call at 3 o'clock. I'm late.
No, you're not late. You tell them you were in the 187 District Court.
Well, I did. But yeah, that's where I need to be though, instead of waiting.
Yeah, if you can wait with your client, please. We'll take this up.
I would really need to go.
I know. Wait with your client, please. We can't have him in a breakout room by himself. That's not allowed.
What do you mean it's not allowed?
He is not allowed to be in a breakout room by himself. That's what I mean.
He was in a breakout room
Mr.
before by himself.
Espinoza, I'm going to send you to breakout room, and you're going to wait in there with your attorney, and probation will be with you shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, let me see what breakout room you were in, Mr. Espinoza. Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Okay, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, who is the attorney on Caroline Cantu?
That's me, Judge Dave Sanchez.
And who is the prosecutor on this?
I guess Marcus would be the one.
Okay. And Carl Alexander, what are we doing with Mr. Nobles?
Hey, Judge, there is an offer on the table. I've already talked to Norma. We'd ask if you could recall it in the morning. I wasn't supposed to cover for Doug, and I do have to leave.
All right. Norma, can you recall Mr. Nobles for tomorrow? His attorney is Doug Campbell. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And Judge, before we do the plea, I need to ask if you can make a correction on the paperwork.
Yes. Where is the correction?
For the recommended length of supervision, we're asking for 18 months.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 5891, State of Texas versus Caroline Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Dave Sanchez.
And are you Caroline Cantu?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Just one moment. Okay. All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
None, Judge.
Ms. Cantu, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Ms. Cantu, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
I did, Your Honor.
Defense, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I did, Judge, yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Cantu, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're proceeding on the lesser included Class B DWI.
Any objections?
No objection, Judge.
Ms. Cantu, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments, the defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor? The range of punishment is up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
I did understand.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Cantu, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor. Punishments be assessed at 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $500 fine. No application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision, and there's $60 restitution to DPS for blood alcohol testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That is, Judge, yes.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 18 months. There be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours of community service restitution, DWI intervention, victim impact panel live, ignition interlock for half the term, and parenting classes. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Into the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Judge. The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Judge.
All right, the court, Ms. Kent, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right, for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor or proceeding with punishment.
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I just asked that you follow this. I know that my client's been remorseful since I've been appointed to her. She works really hard, most days, really long hours. She works in the home health care for elderly individuals. So I'd ask that you follow the plea in this case.
All right, State, do you have any objections to the defendant continuing to work in the home health care field?
No, Judge. No, Judge.
All right, how old are your children, Ms. Cantu?
My oldest is 8 and my youngest is 5.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will, as previously stated, find you guilty, sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 18 months, $500 fine, probated, $60 restitution to DPS for blood alcohol testing, 80 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof that you've taken the COVID vaccination. I am not forcing anyone to do it. What you do is completely up to you. But if you do it and you provide proof, we will deduct 40 hours. The other 40 hours, if you want to pay those off, you're more than welcome to pay those off at $7.25 per hour. DWI intervention course, victim impact panel live, ignition interlock for half the term, parenting classes, regular UAs, regular Zoom reporting, proof of employment within 15 days, field visits, regular, one time per month. Rebecca, is there anything else that she needs?
No, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Cantu, good luck to you. This is what I've discovered from people who drive while intoxicated. If there's an accident, you know who ends up dying? It's usually not the person who's driving intoxicated. It's usually someone else. You have young children. I don't think you want to end up in prison and have someone else taking care of your children. All of these things can happen, and all of these things are preventable if people will just make the decision, don't drink and drive. I don't drink alcohol. The reason why I don't drink alcohol, I think it tastes nasty, but that's just me. But if I did drink alcohol, I guarantee you I would not drink and then drive. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Okay, thank you.
And probation will meet you there and go over conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
And Rebecca, if you'll go to 2, and Mr. Sanchez, you can go to 2, or either you can be excused.
I'll go to 2 as well, Judge.
All right, thank you. Let me assign you to number 2. All right. Where is Kaz Marrero? What is happening with Kaz Marrero?
They were making an offer reviewing the new case, Your Honor.
All right, Ed, I'm trying to find you.
I'm under bar stand.
Okay. So when is this offer going to be presented to you?
I would think that he was just reviewing that case, Your Honor. We had the original offer, and she had another incident.
Okay.
And I was also talking in reference to the off-docket matter. My internet went down, but I'm back on. So I've got it up and running. So I just need to go back to the breakout rooms.
Just one moment. Norma, on Casimiro, is that how you pronounce your name, Miss Nicole? Is it Casimiro?
It's Casimiro.
All right. Norma, on that one, can I have a 3-week reset, please?
Yes, ma'am.
If you could put it in the chat, please. All right, so we're going to come back on November 17th.
Your Honor, can I go to a breakout room with her?
Yes, but she needs to come back to the main breakout room after you finish speaking with her. So I'll send you to number 3.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, you don't want to put me back with Todd? See if we can wrap it up today?
Oh, on Miss Casimiro?
Yes, to see what the offer is, Judge. I mean, he was looking at the new case.
Oh, okay. Well, Tom, if you can go to 6. Norma, there's no reset date for her yet. What breakout room were you in, Mr.?
I was originally at 7, Your Honor.
Okay, did you leave and come back? Yes, you did.
I had to because of the weak Wi-Fi. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
And
On the
Tom,
way.
if you could go to number 3. And Ms. Casimiro, we'll wait till your attorney comes back.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Roger Perez, what is happening with your case and Mr. Meadows?
Judge, Mr. Meadows and I visited. We think it would be more appropriate for Mr. Meadows to take control of all the files. I'm on one file and on one bond, and I would ask maybe to be dismissed or be relieved of the bond issue, 1 with an affidavit of surety, and then 2 to either I'll prepare a motion for substitution or withdrawal.
All right, so are you hired or appointed?
I was hired on one matter some many months ago, and I've had some difficulty in communicating with Mr. Partida. And
All right, so what we're gonna do is, we'll set this, you can file your motion to withdraw, and we'll make sure all attorneys are present and where they need to be. So is 2 weeks enough time?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, can you put in the chat box a 2-week reset?
Yes, ma'am.
And we will resolve it at that time, Your Honor?
Yes, so we're gonna be back on November 10th. Is that a good date for you, Mr. Meadows?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so we'll come back on November 10th and we'll make sure all attorney issues are resolved.
All right, thank you.
All right, do you need to speak with your client at all anymore?
No, not this time, Judge.
All right, Norma, can you let them know 14H can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome, you're excused.
Hello, half judge.
We've reached an agreement.
All right, just give me one moment. All right, and okay, yes, Mr.
Yes.
Barrera.
Thank you, Judge. Meredith and I have reached an agreement on Robert Rivas.
Yes.
There's an issue of restitution, and I'd like a date in the very near future that you could put us on a plea docket.
All right, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Oh, 2 weeks is fine.
All right, Norma, can we recall Mr. Rivas for November 10th as well?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll come back on November 10th.
What time?
9.
Okay, we ought to have all the paperwork done by then, Meredith, don't you think?
Yes, if you can just chat me your client's email, then I'll have it all ready to go.
Yes, I will. What is your email?
I'll start the chat. I'll put mine in it.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Eric DeWalt, if you can show your video, please.
Hello, Judge.
All right, oh, you're at a game or something. Okay, Eric DeWalt.
No, I'm at the gravesite.
Oh, why are you on Zoom if you're at a gravesite?
It's my mom's birthday and everybody was meeting out here at 3:30. I didn't know.
Well, you should have.
Long.
You should have told us.
It's tough to get through. I have a client that has a deal that's red MTR. It's a plea to time.
Okay, do you want to recall this for tomorrow or you want to do it today?
I believe my client wants to do it today, but I'm okay to do it right now if that's convenient with you.
No, has the paperwork been done though?
I believe so. I texted Norma a few times. I've
Okay,
signed
because
it.
I don't have any of the paperwork.
Okay, you want to recall it tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine. Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Narvaez? All right, we'll recall it for tomorrow. Next time, just let us know.
Judge, thank you.
You're welcome. Happy birthday, happy heavenly birthday to your mom.
Thank you so very much. we got the whole family out here, so thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right,
All
I'll
right,
see you tomorrow.
bye-bye.
Judge, can I jump in at the moment?
Yes.
I visited with Mr. Hunter concerning my client, Jose Lozano. It's a multi-tier informal offer we've been just structurally working with. Hunter needs to reach out and visit with the complainant. We're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars and
Okay.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
All right.
well, yes, well, yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But are we talking about millions?
Fractions of millions, Judge.
Okay.
But it might as well be millions too.
Invaluable.
Okay. Put this here.
We understand
Right.
the items go anywhere from $20 to 20 grand.
All right. So is a regular reset what you all are requesting?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma.
That's fine for now, Judge.
All right, awesome. Norma, could I have a regular reset in the chat box on Mr. Lozano, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to come back on November 30th.
May I address the court, Judge?
Just one moment. Let me
Thank you,
see
Judge.
where Mr. Lozano, is your client on bond?
He's an
Judge-
inmate, Judge. He's an inmate.
Judge, I had sent you a chat in the very beginning on Mr. Lozano.
Yes, you did. All right, Nick, I'm going to send you in the chat box.
Okay. That explains a
right.
little bit. That explains a little bit.
Okay. All right, you are excused.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Martinez.
Judge, I've conferred with Mr. Marcus in regards to Mr. Freddy's Cabrera, Judge. We have an offer of a 2-year deferred. However, we also have some immigration consequences that I've reviewed with the client. I want to make sure that he understands them fully and review them with the family also, Judge. I
All
would
right,
ask
so-
for a continuance.
So you do not need an immigration attorney. You are an immigration attorney.
Yes, Judge, that is correct, Judge.
All right, so how much time are you requesting?
Judge, is 2 weeks too much, Judge, for the court?
No, that's fine. Norma, can I get a two-week reset on Freddie Cabrera?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you anticipate on that day that this will be disposed of, Mr. Martinez?
It's very likely, Judge, that this will be a plea, Judge. I'll know within the week and I'll advise the court immediately. If it
All right,
is, so we can get the paperwork ready.
Sure, November 10th or November 12th?
November 12th would be fine, Judge.
All right, we will see you back on November 12th. I have that your client needs an interpreter. So if you will.
That is correct, Judge.
All right, if you will let him know that he's excused, please.
I will let him know.
All right, thank you.
Señor Freddy, se puede retirar. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. You and your client are excused.
Bye.
So on Mr. Brown, are all parties ready?
Yes, Judge.
All right, who is the prosecutor
ma'am.
on Brown?
Morris.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2011 CR 5579, State of Texas versus Jonathan Brown. We're gonna have parties announced for the record for the state,
Hunter Morris.
for the defense.
Melanie Lira.
And are you Jonathan Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. And First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jonathan Brown who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2011 CR 5579 for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on January 23rd, 2012 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Could I see parties in a breakout room? Or, yes, let me see you all in breakout room number 1, please. And everyone just give me a moment. And Brenna, I know when I go to the breakout room, this is gonna mess everything up with putting people in the spotlight, but that's what happened.
That's okay.
Brenna, we are back. Let me find where everyone else is.
Your Honor, we're ready to report back on both of my cases.
All right,
Mr. Smero.
Just give me a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't cut in line, Ed.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't recognize all the players, Judge. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Except for Miss Valenzuela, I apologize, Judge. I see her above the glass. Her glasses above her knee.
Now, let me see. I'm just waiting for Hunter and Melanie to come out of the breakout room. All right, Ed, what are we doing with your person?
Your Honor, Ms. Casimiro, Todd's going to call me later today. Tom's going to call me later today with an offer, so we'll need a setting. And on reference to the off-docket matter, I'd like to see if I can bring.
Let's take up Ms. Casimiro first.
Yes,
ma'am. Ms. Casimiro, then she's going to have her same setting of November 17th.
All right, and I will get in touch with. Well, I don't have an offer yet.
Okay, no, we'll bring it back on the 17th to see about that. Norma, can you let them know that Ms. Casimiro can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I could talk to her if you want me to talk to her. Well, I'm going. All right.
Sorry.
That's all right. I'll get a hold of her. And
All right.
on Mr. De Los Santos, which was the off matter, I talked to Michelle. We have him brought over tomorrow. It was a failure to report to orientation.
Okay.
February.
All righty. We'll have him brought over tomorrow then.
Thank you very much.
All right,
I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
the help. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, have a good one.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Mr. Brown, while we're waiting for the prosecutor, oh, they are back. All right, so we're back on the record in cause number 2011 CR 5579, State of Texas versus Jonathan Brown. Ms. Lehrer, are there any motions?
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, I would like to present the court an oral motion for continuance in this matter.
All right, any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
All right, Norma, on Jonathan Brown, can we have a regular reset date? And the court will grant defense's motion for continuance. All right, so we're going to come back on November 30th.
Okay.
All right, and then what we will do, I'll see you to a breakout room with your client, then you'll need to go to a breakout room with your client with probation.
Yes, Judge.
So if Mr. Brown, if you'll go to breakout room number 3, your attorney will go to 3, and after you finish conferring with your attorney in 3, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's the attorney on Mr. Aaron Moore?
Catherine Valenzuela, Your Honor.
And who's the prosecutor?
Jury Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Brown, do you see where your invitation to go to number 3, please?
No, ma'am, it hasn't popped up yet.
If you go to the bottom, do you see where it says breakout rooms?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, click on that and it should have an invitation for you to go to number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Court is calling 2021 CR 8754, State of Texas versus Aaron Jamal Moore. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Jury Garcia.
For the defense?
Catherine Valenzuela.
And are you Mr. Moore? You're on mute, Mr. Moore.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Moore, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Moore, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
State moves to waive the repeater enhancement.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Moore, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're charged with by indictment is assault, family second offense? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement, but gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he was.
Mr. Moore, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to
Your
the
Honor.
plea bargain agreement, the state is waiving the repeat enhancement allegation. Your punishment is to be assessed at 7 years in the prison, $1,500 fine, probated. State recommends community supervision. Taking consideration 2020 CR 8905. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. No contact with Treasure Barnes, TREASURE, last name BARNES, and $100 to an approved family violence center. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Rebecca, I don't know when you came in, but this is cause number 2021, CR 8754, Aaron, AARIN, Moore, MOORE. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that page? I'm sorry, that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
And there have been no such motions, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 7 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense that's charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
Any
Your
objections?
Honor, my client and I have no objections. We've reviewed.
No problem. Thank you. Mr. Moore, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, I
understand?
did.
it? Did you
Yes, I did, Your
electronically
Honor.
sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, my client requested probation because he does realize he needs help. He specifically asked for that, and that's something that is rare, that people ask for help when they do need it. In addition, when I was conferring with the state, and it's not on the paperwork, we were also asking that there be a McMyoff evaluation, because my client has indicated that he does believe he has some mental health issues and he would like help.
All right, Mr. Moore, how old are you?
I'm 29.
All right, why do you keep hitting on people?
I'm starting to believe it's just because that's what I saw when I was young, you know?
All right, here's the thing. At some point, like I know people have rough childhoods, but at some point, it's no longer your childhood's fault. It's you and your choices you're making. So are you currently in a relationship?
No, I'm not. I've been single since I've been released. Right now, I'm just working and just trying to do the next best thing I can.
All right, what do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm working at Sterling's Foods. It's a bakery.
Okay, how far did you go in school?
I went all the way to the 12th grade, and then I had to get my GED. I had some disciplinary problems at that point too.
All right, so where are your parents?
My parents are both in Michigan. Both of my parents are struggling with their health. My mom was a drug addict for most of my life. She's been clean the past few years. And my dad his health deteriorated when he had a stroke and fell and hit his head.
All right, so do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am, I have 4.
What are their ages?
4, and 2 and 1.
And are these different mothers?
I have 3 by one and 1 by another.
Okay, who is it? The 4 and the 4, are they twins?
And no, those are the 2 who have different. That's where the line was made.
All right, so where are your children? Are they in San Antonio or somewhere else?
They were in San Antonio when I got arrested. I'm not sure where they are at this point.
So is Child Protective Services involved?
No, no, ma'am. They weren't a part of it.
Well, I mean, sometimes children are a part of it in different ways when we don't think they're a part of it. Like maybe your child is not a part of it because nobody physically hit them. But you're saying you saw certain things in your childhood, and that's the reason you are the way you are. So the same way that your children may see things, and that may be the way they may become if you don't change. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
I can't force people not to be in relationships, but it seems to me as though you should not become involved in another relationship with anyone until you complete the work that you need to do on yourself. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I can't force people to stop having children, but it seems to me that until you finish and complete the work on yourself, just maybe, I tell people every day, children can't raise themselves. Like you're not in your children's life. And sometimes men, sometimes women, when they're not in children and they're involved in their children's life, they're like, oh, well, the grandparents have it, or oh, the other parent is taking care of it. But you're supposed to be taking care of it. Because guess what? Your 2 4-year-olds, your 2-year-old and the 1-year-old, you can't just put them at Travis Park and say, I have produced you, go forth and get your milk, diapers, or whatever, your Pampers, and go forth on your own. The 2 4-year-olds are not old enough to take care of the 2 and the 1-year-old. So now they're just out in the world and their father's not with them. So you're going to have to start changing your ways and do better. You understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative for everything. I haven't done any drugs since I've been released.
All right. What drugs did you do in the past?
Marijuana, ecstasy, and methamphetamine.
All right. I don't know why. Do young people not watch TV? Maybe they don't, but I'm sure everyone knows. I don't know why people get a certain age and they decide they want to try meth or heroin. People need to stop doing that because it leads to no good place. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 7 years in prison, suspended and probated for 7 years, $1,500 fine, probated, taking consideration 2021 CR 8905, affirmative finding of family violence, no contact with Treasure Barnes. Do you have any children with Treasure Barnes?
No, I do not.
So you shouldn't have any, there's no need to contact her. $100 to a family violence center, 120 hours, community service restitution. I'll deduct 40 hours if you obtain the COVID vaccine. I'm not forcing anyone to get it, but if you do obtain it and provide proof, 40 hours will be deducted. And I'll also deduct the remaining community service hours, Ms. Reyes, if he completes some sort of trade school or goes to some sort of higher level of education. We'll do a MIC evaluation. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits, random, 1 time per month. Regular Zoom reporting. State there was no request for BIPP.
Judge, it may have been a mistake. I forgot to put.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do the BIPP course. Hopefully that will help you with your anger management, Mr. Moore.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I was just going to ask what exactly that was.
Oh, it's an intensive course to help you with any anger management issues you may have. Regular UAs, or you can do the patch. Rebecca, is there anything else Mr. Moore needs?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Mr. Moore, is there anything else you need from this court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor, I think you just covered everything. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and also because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
And also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Moore, you can't have anger issues combined with drug issues and raise children. Because the next thing you know, children is on the news because they've been abused, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
if you're going to do right, then do right. If you're going to be in the children's life, do right being in their lives, right? They don't need to see violence. They don't need to hear arguing or shouting. They don't need any of that. Because believe it or not, that affects them, okay? And do
I
you want to hear my,
understand, yeah.
and did you hear my orchid speech? Oh,
No, Your Honor, I did.
Brenda, he did not hear the orchid speech. Okay, here's the orchid speech. For Boss's Day, I received an orchid. And I appreciate them because they know I love plants. But they gave me orchid, which is one of the most difficult plants. You have to be like a master gardener to make an orchid bloom. So when you get an orchid from the grocery store, it's like $12. So you can pick up one from Walmart or HEB or one of these stores for $12. It's all beautiful. It's in bloom. When you go to the store, you're trying to figure out, do I want the purple one? Do I want the white one, the blue one? Which one I want? Get an orchid. If once the blooms fall, which they will, upon the falling of the blooms, if you can make that orchid bloom again without buying a brand new orchid, grasshopper, then you will be ready for a relationship. A grasshopper is from Carradine. I know the young people don't know that. But so don't get into a relationship until you get an orchid, the blooms fall off and the blooms come back. Because let me just tell you about an orchid. They give you all these instructions. You can't give it direct sunlight, but you got to give it enough sunlight. You can't overwater it, but you got to give it enough water. Don't move it around a lot. So all of this, orchids require tenderness. They require you to show love. Sometimes you have to talk to it. It still doesn't help. So once you're able to do that, then that means you have patience and you're ready for a relationship. Understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. He says are you going to do that though?
Yes, I might actually do that.
No, do it.
Let's
I'm
do
telling
it,
you.
yes.
Yes. And once the blooms fall off, then if you can make it bloom again, you're ready for a relationship.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to
I
send you.
remember that.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Miss Valenzuela, if you could go to number 2, probation will be there shortly. And Miss Melanie Lira, I'm going to send you to number 2. If you can wait for probation, they will be there shortly. And Mr. Brown, I'm going to send you to number 2. If you could wait there patiently. Lauren Zamora, you're here for a reason.
Judge, I told them to zoom in. They're going to be here to talk to us in a little bit whenever we're done.
All right. So Lauren, I'll send you to breakout room number 1 and we'll be right with you. Okay, everyone, we are done for today. Where is everybody? Yay. Where is Marcus Sanders? Is he still in the witness protection program? Ah, he's back.
Hi, Judge, I'm back out. Yeah.
Okay, and we know Tom is somewhere. And where is Hunter?
Tom's little boy is sick. We've actually saw him in the holiday or earlier. He's so cute.
Oh, well, I hope he gets better. All right, we will be back tomorrow. And Norma, we're not starting in the afternoon, correct? We're starting at 10. All right, so we're going to start at 10 tomorrow because in the morning I have to qualify jurors. So we will see everyone tomorrow at 10. And so we're going to say goodbye and stop live stream.